This will probably be like one of the fastest episodes of the podcast ever. So hang on to your seat. We're going to be talking about your zone of fire. This is something that JLD, John Lee Dumas, talked with me on my podcast back in March of 2021. And at the time, I was like, I don't really know what my zone of fire is, at least with the podcast. But lately, I've branched that out to my life and I've found some really cool stuff. So I wanted to talk more about it. And as always, just thank you so much for listening. Yeah, so it's like the zone of fire is a place where you feel really comfortable being yourself, but you also are able to do really high level work in your zone of fire. For me, I jumped on a podcast with Danny Miranda today and interviewed him, and that was so fun because I found his content like 2-ish years ago, and we just got to talk, and it was a really fun time. So pumped to share that episode with you guys. But I also been playing basketball outside more, and I've been making YouTube shorts of the podcast on the podcast YouTube channel if you want to check that out. And the podcast YouTube channel's almost like grown in 15% in size. That's not like a giant deal. It's like 5 subscribers or something in a week, which doesn't sound like much again, but that channel has been like so dormant the last forever. But it seems like it's like growing out of it. And I think so much of it is this zone of fire thing where it's like I am being so intentional about how I'm spending a lot of my time. It's like, okay, if I'm going on this run, I need to have an idea of what I'm doing on this run. You know, if it's a Tuesday, it's a sprint. Thursday, it's a mile run. If Saturday, it's a long run, and not deviating from that and just getting all that focus. You know, like when I played basketball this morning and then jumped on the call with Danny Miranda, I was so much more able to be there, right? I think it's so easy to like be there, but you're not actually there. And I think this happened in college a lot because I'd get to class and then I hadn't really exercised and maybe I hadn't gotten a lot of sleep. And so I'm not really actually there. But lately I feel like I'm present with life. Like I'm here, yo. Like I'm literally here. You know, like I made some Twitter lists and I tweaked those a bit. And I was like, hey, like I'm going to just respond to all these people that I think are really cool and retweet a couple things with my thoughts. And one of them got retweeted. And I was like, yo, by this guy with like 315,000 followers. So like, this is bonkers, dude. So my follower count went up by like 5 today. Like that's insane because again, Twitter is one of those things that has been like very slow growth. And then I get Danny on and then I haven't even posted anything about it. I just said, hey, I'm having Danny Miranda on. And then I made all these other things in my zone of fire. You know, these people that I would love to have on the podcast, engaging with them now, building those relationships now, or at least just trying to provide value, you know, and showing, hey, I'm listening to you, right? And that's just such I can't even talk. Oh, it's just beautiful. It really is. And it's Monday. It's like Monday is my basketball day. And it's like, it literally is my zone of fire because I did some like shooting workout that I did with my dad back in the day. And then I just did a bunch of sprints and took like half an hour. And I was listening to some jamming music and I'm like, dude, this is it. We're soaking it in. And not only that, like somebody that follows Danny Miranda reached out to me. He's like, hey, like, I saw you have this podcast and I'm doing something kind of similar. We should like be friends. And I'm like, yes. Okay. We're getting somewhere. And I really think a lot of it is this zone of fire thing. So I need to have JLD back on the podcast 100%. But the first thing I want you to think about with this is, you know, what are those things that when you spend time doing it, you just have more energy. You're just more excited. You just have this desire to do the thing more, or it just helps you feel better. You know, I think that would be a part of the zone of fire equation. Also, just something that helps you calm down, or something that has helped you in the past in a certain way. And that's such a big concept, such a broad definition, but it's like, this is so powerful when you design your life where I'm spending time in these heat spots instead of I'm waltzing around in this ice age. I am actually going towards the heat spots and I'm digging below and I'm getting heat it up, I'm on fire, dude. That's what JLD would say, like, get on fire, entrepreneurs on fire, dude. I need to listen to that podcast more. So good. But like, seriously, this is so great. This is sweet. I just really, there's just so much to come with the podcast and stuff. And I feel rejuvenated, and it's just this zone of fire thing, and I think, I need to find a job that is more in my zone of fire. Where do I want to spend my time? Where do I want my brain to have exposure to? Where do I want my insights to soak? It's good thoughts, man. Good thoughts. So just making tiny little progress and spending more time in the zone of fire is huge. I feel like I'm figuring that out more for myself, which makes it easier to figure it out more for my audience. And just a tiny little thing that I've been doing, it's sort of crazy thing when you get, somebody from the internet or somebody in your mind, they can direct you and help you out in certain ways. You can think of like, what would this person do in this situation? Or you can have like a quote come to mind from them, and this can help you stay in your zone of fire. So one from Danny Miranda, because I literally just interviewed him today, that comes to mind, is just do one thing and ask yourself, like, what can I do to make this better? That's what he's done with his podcast. It's like, what can I do to make this better? And in that episode, he actually shared something that I don't think he shared with anybody else yet, of some other way he's going to try to make his podcast better, even better. It's already great. It's like, I'm going to make it even better. It's like, okay, man, just, for sure. I'm in the same boat. It's like, we got to make this better, improve the reach, improve discovery, improve a lot of different things. So if you haven't already, please review the podcast, please. That would really definitely help out. I really do appreciate it. I listen to it. I read them. And if you'd like to jump in the podcast Discord and chat with everybody else, lately it's been pretty hype, actually, because of all the shorts and stuff I've been making. We've been talking about the progress of the channel and how it's been growing, and trying to hit 100 on the podcast YouTube channel by the end of the month. So I think it's very possible, especially with putting out the episode of Danny out and at end of the month, probably. Or that's the plan. So it'll be sweet. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm happy, dude. It's a good time. Shout out to my roommate though for taking me to Denny's this morning. He didn't have to do that, but I had a little bit of a rough night last night. I really did. I was struggling to sleep. Was kind of like, why am I doing this? Blah blah blah. Yeah. Zone of fire, very powerful concept. So I hope that gives you some direction or peace of mind with your life. And it just helps me feel so much better about Mondays or any day. It's like, hey, if I'm planning time in my zone of fire, something I really enjoy doing, and it doesn't even have to be like something that is creating. It could be like some kind of consuming, like playing a video game or whatever. It's like, but this is something that I know is going to help me in some way, like be more alive. Like that's fire. We love that. We absolutely love that. So those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for listening as always. And I will see you on Thursday. Don't forget to heal today, and it'll be a better tomorrow.